All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about the one fundamental battle that really defines whether you succeed or fail. And look, it's not about talent, it's not about luck, it's the raw psychological fight between relying on sheer willpower and actually engineering your own success.
I mean, really think about it for a second. You start the day totally fired up, you're motivated, you're ready to take on the world. But then, 3 p.m. hits, and suddenly that motivation is just gone. You find yourself reaching for the easiest option, not the best one. So why? Why does our resolve just seem to evaporate right when we need it the most? Well, I'm going to tell you something important. The problem isn't you. The problem is the tool you're using.
Okay, here is the key concept that changes everything. It's called decision fatigue. See, willpower isn't some moral virtue. It's a finite biological resource. Every single tiny choice you make, what to wear, what to eat, whether to answer that email, it all drains the exact same mental battery. So trying to rely on willpower to achieve big goals, it's like trying to run a marathon on a phone that started the day at 10% charge. It's just not going to happen. So let's be clear, you're not lazy. What's happening is you're trying to bridge what we'll call the chaos gap. That's the space between where you are right now and where you want to be. And that gap, it is filled with distractions, bad habits, and just life. And most of us, we try to cross this gap using the flimsy, unreliable rope bridge of willpower. But there is a much, much better way. And this right here, this illustrates the difference perfectly. Just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got willpower. It's finite, it's emotional, it's reactive. It completely depends on how you feel in the moment. But on the right, you have systems. They're repeatable, logical, and proactive. They're designed ahead of time to work no matter how you feel. One depletes you, the other automates for you. The takeaway here couldn't be clearer. We have to stop trying to live in that left column and start building out the right one.
So, the big question is, how do we start building these systems? Well, to really get how powerful they are, we need to look at fields where failure just isn't an option. We need to start thinking like a pilot.
I mean, this says it all, doesn't it? Can you even imagine a pilot saying, hey, I don't really feel like doing the pre-flight check today? No way. It's unthinkable. Because in high-stakes environments, professionals trust repeatable processes, not their passing moods. They trust the system. You see it everywhere that matters, from the operating room to the cockpit. Systems are what separate amateur results from professional outcomes. And this brings up a really important question. Aren't your health, your finances, and your life's biggest goals just as high stakes? Yeah, they are. And they deserve that same level of professional rigor. So how do you actually build one? It's simple, it's logical, and it's incredibly powerful. First, you just identify the absolute critical steps you need for success. Step 2, you standardize how you do them, every single time. Now, step 3 is the real key. You execute that procedure whether you feel like it or not. And the result? You get a predictable, positive outcome. You've literally engineered your own success.
Okay, this is where the theory becomes action. Let's build the blueprint for taking this pilot's mindset and applying it to your actual everyday life. We're going to break it down into 5 critical pillars. These right here, these are the 5 core areas where a lack of systems creates the most chaos in our lives. By building a deliberate process for each one, goals, time, health, relationships, and finance, you're not just improving one part of your life, you're creating a stable foundation for a truly balanced and successful life.
So let's start with pillar 1, goals. I want you to forget about those vague New Year's resolutions that are basically doomed by February. A real system for goals means moving to concrete 90-day sprints. You take that massive dream and you break it down into a project with a hard deadline. It forces you to translate I want to get in shape into I will be at the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. for the next 12 weeks. You see? You connect your ultimate vision to a specific task you can actually do this week. It's all about making your ambition actionable. Now, let's talk about our most valuable, non-renewable resource, time. After you sleep and take care of all the basic stuff, this is what you're left with, 100 hours. That's it. It is a finite budget, and if you don't have a system for how you're going to spend it, believe me, the world will spend it for you.
So how do you protect those 100 hours? The system is called time blocking. This means your calendar stops being just a passive record of meetings and it becomes your proactive budget for your life. If writing that book is a real priority, it gets a scheduled, non-negotiable block of time. If date night is a priority, it gets bought and paid for on your calendar first. Anything less is just a wish that's just waiting to be pushed aside by someone else's urgent request.
Pillar 3 is the one that powers everything else, your health. A system here means you stop seeing things like sleep and good nutrition as luxuries you'll get to when you have time. No, they become critical, scheduled appointments. Think of them as your biological insurance policy. You wouldn't just skip paying your car insurance, right? So why would you skip the one policy that guarantees you have the energy and focus to even get in the car in the first place?
This ancient proverb is just the ultimate truth of this pillar. Without your health, none of the other systems matter at all. A strong health system doesn't just add years to your life, it adds life to your years.
Okay, pillar 4, relationships. And yes, they absolutely benefit from systems. I know, it might sound a little cold or unromantic, but just think about it for a second. What's actually more romantic? Hoping you'll magically find time for your partner someday? Or deliberately protecting that time with a non-negotiable weekly date night? You see, a system here isn't about killing spontaneity. It's about creating the guaranteed space where spontaneity can actually happen. It is intentionality over accident.
And finally, finance. This is the area where emotion and willpower are probably the most dangerous. The system to defeat them is the financial waterfall. It is simple, and it is ruthless. The moment your paycheck hits your account, automated transfers immediately move money to your investments and your savings. First, before you even see it, before you can be tempted. This system pays your future self before your present self even has a chance to wake up and check the bank account.
So, after hearing all of this, you might be thinking, wow, doesn't this just turn me into some kind of robot? Let's talk about the real psychological payoff here, because it is the exact opposite of what you'd expect. And here's the beautiful paradox of it all. The goal of a system isn't to restrict you, it's to liberate you. See, robots follow instructions because they have no choice. You build systems to handle the boring, repetitive, essential stuff so that you have more choice, more freedom, and more energy for the things in life that truly light you up.
Think about it. By putting your health, your finances, and your most important tasks on autopilot, you are preserving your most valuable resources, that finite battery of decision-making energy, and you're saving it for the things that really matter, for being present with your family, for creative problem solving, for real, actual spontaneity. You automate the mundane to liberate the magnificent.
And if you remember just one thing from all of this, please let it be this. This is so crucial. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Goals, they're just wishes you make when you're feeling motivated. Your systems are what catch you and what carry you forward when that motivation inevitably disappears. They are your reality when you're under pressure.
And that really brings us to the final question you have to ask yourself. You can continue to let your moods, your feelings, and the chaos of the day dictate your actions. Basically, a passenger along for the ride. Or you can step into the cockpit, you can grab the controls, and you can use a reliable checklist to fly directly toward the life you actually want. The choice is yours.